Why?
Why? I don't know why. I don't know. Never been in a fight. You?
No, but that's a good thing.
No, it is not. How much can you know about yourself if you've never been in a fight? I don't want to die without any scars. So come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
Coming over tonight. Hell right. Everybody's throwing down on a Friday night somewhere.
See, that's the difference between us. You think we're fighting, and I think we're finally talking.
You ain't done nothing.
Hell yeah, Mike Keller joins us now as he does every Monday. You can hear his show noon to 3 right here on the game. Mr. Heller, how are you today, my friend?
I'm so good. Yeah, everything is good.
So good. It's good. It's a big day. Good. A lot of good stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Brewers doing great.
415 day celebrating San Francisco.
Yes.
Happy 415 day in the Bay Area.
Yep. Let's celebrate.
How good are you? How good are you on area codes?
0. Yeah, terrible.
You're not a good area code
guy?
No,
I had to, when you said that, I looked it up, and it was San Francisco area, but I don't know.
Oh, you did?
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But you did know that today was not 414.
I did. Yeah. Since it's the 15th. That's how that works.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Listen, morning brain. And because when I was doing my hit with TMJ4, the anchor said it, and what about 414 day? What do you love about Milwaukee?
Yeah.
And I didn't know. It was just like that kind of hit me from out of the blue, and so I thought it was 4. Well, I'm more.
Yeah, okay. You're all right.
I'm a veg, Danny. I'm a veg.
You're
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Many hours watching many screens of the Masters on apps, on tablets, on multiple TVs. How'd you like the Masters? Scotty Scheffler wins again his second Masters title with the hammer closed on the back nine.
Yeah, he is so good, and it's extraordinary to watch when a great golfer gets in a groove, because he just makes shot after shot on the back nine on Sunday at the Masters. Really impressive. And then add this into it, Zabe. It's his second major. He's the best player on the planet, and he's got 2 major championships. So you want to talk about how difficult it is to win in majors. They both come at Augusta. He's got 2 major titles. He's the best player on the planet. He's been the number 1 ranked world player in the world for the vast majority of the last 2 years. Yeah. And he's got 2 majors.
And he finally figured out his putting, in part because Rory said, hey, try a mallet-style putter. It might help. And boy, oh boy, I know that's a gentleman's game, and they're all sort of collegial out there on tour, but Jesus, what a bad mistake that was. Should have told him to go to a putt-putt style putter instead. He's gone. He's only gone. He was like he was way down. He was like 170th in strokes gained putting last year. Terrible. And now he's 90th, which is a huge move, but he could even improve further. What if Scheffler's putting gets even better, Heller?
Oh, no kidding. And you know, one of the questions I want to banty about is when they do merge, because at some point they're going to merge. What you don't think so?
Them and Liv? Everyone says, when's it going to happen? They're starting to get impatient now.
Tiger said that the negotiations are moving forward for whatever.
When did he
means. Say that? It was quoted. I read the tweet this morning, so it was quoted from post Masters or at the Masters. But I wonder, Zabe, what rule or what will they bring? You know how you get the UFL bringing the kickoffs to the NFL. The ABA brought a bigger 3-point
innovation. Will the stupid
what are they
Live
doing?
Tour? Okay, let me tell you what I hope they don't. Let me tell you what I pray. First of all, shorts. No, the worst. Okay. Their players look like a joke in their rompers. If you want to be a professional,
you're not going to take anything, are you?
You dress like a pro.
If we cut to the chase, he's going to say no to everything.
Correct.
Everything they're doing.
So the shorts, no
shorts
chance.
Are out. Yeah.
The boom boxes, no chance.
Okay.
That whole idea of we're gonna have boom boxes on every tee and we're gonna have a DJ.
What about
dumbest idea ever?
What about 54 holes, no cut?
Also dumb and is unacceptable.
Agree with you on that.
And will hurt them. They can't bring that because that's a key component of world golf ranking points.
Shotgun start.
Dumb. I don't want that.
That's over 5.
Okay.
Yeah. What else you got there, Mike?
I think that's I think that's it.
The
That's
team
really
concept.
it. Team concept.
Dumb. I don't need that
Okay,
either. 4 aces, Ripper, GC.
Let's
the
negotiate.
Crushers.
Let's put Steve at the negotiating table. All right, let's put all these things on the table. And then Steve just knocks them all off the table. Well, that's not negotiating.
Okay, as a golfer, is there a single redeeming thing you would adopt from the Live Tour if they were to merge?
I think on occasion you would have like one tournament a month that would be like a rock and roll tournament where you're bringing boom boxes, you're doing the thing one tournament a month. Maybe it's maybe at that tournament, it's just on like 3 holes or 2 holes. But
so in other words, try to recreate a TPC Scottsdale.
No,
you
cannot.
I was going to say waste management's already kind of there.
Cannot go to that extreme. That is way too
You
far.
don't determine the extreme that guys go to drinking. Nobody puts a regulator on Josh on opening day when he goes to the Brewers.
I mean, you can try, but
whatever happens, happens. So the Live has already imitated the waste management hole at their event down in Sydney and Adelaide. Or that's a different city in Australia, Adelaide. They had a similar type hole where guys were getting hole-in-ones and they were throwing beer and stuff onto the course because they like that. But every month you want one of those?
I would do I would do half a dozen of those tournaments a year. I think it will draw a different group of people that want to go. It opens it up. It broadens the spectrum. So it's not just you and me, Zabe, and our like that are tuning in, because you and I will end up at some point watching Harbortown this weekend. Josh isn't going to watch Harbortown.
But that's the point you're missing, Mike. Zabe doesn't want that crowd.
You're right. Good point.
No, exactly. That's
Keep
a great.
them away.
You know what? I said this on a text thread yesterday. I'm like, I'm all about shrinking the game. Everyone in golf, these pros and guys, like, we got to grow the game. Grow the game.
Another great negotiating tactic right there.
No,
we're trying to shrink the game.
How about if we make it smaller?
Listen, I want to shrink the game back by about 15 years, Heller, when you could actually get a tea time somewhere, and green fees were not through the roof, and they would let you do specials and coupons. Man, golf is booming post-pandemic, and that's good for those who are golf course owners, manufacturers, pros, club fitters like the Ghost of Getter over at Club Champion. That's good for them. For me, though,
terrible for grumpy golf men.
The USGA's new model, United States Golf Association. We're shrinking the game.
Shrinking the game. Right. This game's gotten out of hand. Too popular. Dial it back just a bit. No, the real problem with the Live thing is they're trying to figure out how to melt down and burn off all this money on contracts for some players who are still viable. Koepka, DJ, etc. They're trying to figure out what's their penalty. What do they have to pay back? Who's going to pay? Is it Al Ramayan? Is it the tour? How long do they have to come back in? You're going to make them qualify for the tour again. You know, Koepka and Rahm played like ass yesterday, and they both got beat by 58-year-old Jose Maria. I think I lost my ball, who doesn't even play competitive golf anymore, Heller.
Yeah. I think I do think that Live has hurt the competitive side of their games because they don't have to compete.
No question.
They don't have to worry about making the cut. They're not grinding. They're not pushed. They're not prodded. They're not poked. They're just kind of floating along with great talent. But then you put them in a field like that, and it gets a little tight, and they're just unaccustomed to it. Now, it doesn't explain how well they played, like from a Ryder Cup standpoint or in team competition, but they certainly didn't show up this week. Live players.
What's crazy is that Scheffler, who was dominant and just showed he's got an extra gear that none of these guys have right now. He got trounced with Koepka at the Ryder Cup 9-7. Yeah. By Hovland and Oberg. And it's like, how did that even happen? That was 6 months ago. Yeah. Golf is stupid. Golf is
Oberg, by the way, Josh, with an A, but it's an O.
Yeah.
Because
Ludwig,
it's an A with a circle on top.
Yeah, well, you could just get rid of the circle thing and just make it an O. I mean, I'm just saying.
Look, I'm mad at him.
For simplicity purposes.
He was supposed to win.
Mad at Oberg?
Because if he won, last week, Monday, you guys and Butch all claimed golfers, and then you said, and Josh, you can have the field. And I went, perfect. I wanted the field.
Oh, that's right.
He would have been the field.
Bet. Yeah. Field bet would have been it.
Yep.
Okay. So let's put that aside.
Okay,
let's move on to the
over there.
Brewers. Brewers, I mean, exciting team. They're hitting. Murph unloaded the righties because of reverse splits, which I guess was something that maybe Council didn't like to do in previous years.
Yeah.
Or yes or no?
No, I think they're all creatures of analytics now. So I don't know that it was that unusual.
Wasn't that
Craig
new?
wouldn't do it. Maybe to a certain extent. They're all going to be a little bit different. They are different, but I don't think that was a dramatic departure.
Okay, not dramatic, but this team is definitely hitting right now, which is great. And what a series!
They lead Major League Baseball in runs per game. This is a team that has been zero offensively for quite a while, and right now over 6 runs per game, which is tops in Major League Baseball. They have the second best record in all of baseball, even with yesterday's loss. Only the Yankees have a better record, and they got 2 games in hand. They're 12-4. The Brewers are 10-4. I mean, it is fantastic. Now, the injury issue, it is – there comes a point when that is a bigger issue than what we see on paper and certainly from a record standpoint. And I thought one of the reasons they brought up Weimer is I wonder if they're not going to backdate Yelich and put him on the IL from Saturday. Let's see. That's not a prediction, but bringing up Weimer was a bit of a surprise over the weekend.
Yeah. I would be willing to bet they backdate him. They seem to always backdate guys.
Yeah, the backdate's only 2 days though right now because
he
played Friday.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
he played Friday, left in the second inning, so they can only backdate to Saturday. So if it's 10 days, then he's out to the middle of next week. Homestand starts short homestand tonight, starting tonight with San Diego. I'll be over there looking forward to it tonight. But yeah, this team has pitched well enough. Not yesterday out of the bullpen, but they pitched well enough, and they have hit from all spots in their lineup. Every spot in their lineup has produced offensively. Even Gary Sanchez, huge home run on Friday night, and he hadn't hit yet in this young season. But Hoskins is hitting. Bauer's hitting. William Contreras is fantastic. Bryce Durang is my favorite player. Willie's doing his work. They have not backed down from other teams who have, tried to put him in their place, including Friday night in Baltimore. They're not walking away from that. You're not going to talk to us, push us around, and Willie Adames standing up as he approached the plate for whatever that was. And at some point, somebody's going to say what it was.
Yeah, which they haven't.
It wasn't him Cadillacing the home run.
No,
it wasn't, because he didn't.
No, there was something else said. But I do love the fact that we've already had 2 or 3 benches clearing.
At least twice, right? Because they threw behind Hoskins in New York on the opening series, and then Sunday with Adames walking up to the plate. So
I love the attitude. I love the edge. Big things I'm looking at right now for this team, though, are first, Yelich always has a back injury once he really gets going. Is that a telltale sign of just, is it age? Is it him that for him to do what he needs to do, it puts too much strain on his back? And
I don't have a bad back, but I know from people that have bad backs that if you have a bad back, you're always going to have a bad back.
So don't like that.
Always going to be susceptible. I don't think it ever goes away.
Yeah, don't love
terminal.
That.
You're saying bad back is terminal.
There's
a lot of different ways to have bad back.
Sure, but his bad back is muscular. Like it's not spinal.
It's not spinal.
Not spinal.
Yeah, not spinal. But man, if he's healthy, and that's the thing. I think Yelich has walked through being unhealthy for 3.5 years and never said a damn word. He doesn't get in front of a camera and say, "Yeah, I haven't been feeling right. It's been a long time since I felt good." He never has ever done that, and he does it so quietly. And people think he's aloof in that regard. But he is not going to put that out there and never use it as an excuse. But I think that was his demise. That was when he wasn't playing good. He wasn't even close to healthy, but still tried to get it done. So I hope he comes back on this one. It's short term, and they did catch it early. Yeah, because he's playing like an MVP again.
Which is exactly why it's like you see this. I mean, think about, Mike, just how many times over the last 2 seasons as Brewers fans we've been like, well, is he back? Is Yelich back? And then injury, back spasm. He's out a few games. Now he's out longer. Comes back. Now he's in a slump. And then it comes back, but now he's out again. It seems to be. It's not random anymore. It seems to be happening too consistently with Yelich, and it worries me. The other thing that worries me, Mike, is the pitching, and this bullpen. Oh, how long is this sustainable?
Well, if your starters aren't going touching the seventh inning a little bit more often, which I don't know that they've had a starter touch the seventh. Maybe Joe Ross went into the seventh.
I think so.
His last time. He goes tonight. Colin Ray can carry you a little bit deeper. But, yeah, the overall run of injuries in pitching, and if your starters, DL Hall, are only getting you into the fourth inning, you can't do that very often. You can do that one turn through their rotation, but if you have two guys that don't get you to the fifth inning in a series, your bullpen's going to get beaten up. I mean, it's middle of April. It's April 14th in some places, but here it's April 15th. So you got to find a way to have starters get a little deeper.
All right, real quick, the Bucks evaluate this quote from our fearless leader, our coach, Doc Rivers. Ready? Quote,
yeah.
Indiana's had our number all year, right? So, perfect opponent. Listen, we got to play somebody, and they're tough. They've played great against us. They probably have great confidence against us. We'll have great focus because we're going to have to.
Love it.
Evaluate that one.
Love all of it. Love all of it. You know what? If you're not ready to play now against a team that has handed you your lunch all season long, then go ahead and honestly, I agree with this part that you said earlier, Zabe. If they bow out in the first round, I'll go back to the Stephen A. Smith stuff that you guys have played, there are going to be some significant changes. I agree with Josh that you don't have to get to the NBA Finals to not have significant changes. You get to the Eastern Conference Finals, then people will say, let's run it back. Doc found his way. This team gelled a little bit, and it was just whatever the matchup was that would take them out. But you don't have to get all the way to the finals. The problem is the three, you won't get Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals if you survive. You'll get them in the one step before that.
Yep,
and that part hurts because that's a tough matchup. Although they've handled them, but I think they've handled them in different ways. Teams weren't focused.
All right. Did you do any outside gardening this weekend? The weather was lovely.
I played terrible golf yesterday. First Wisconsin round of golf of the year, and it was struggling, embarrassing, difficult.
TPC?
I did not. I went off site with some other buddies, some good boys that I like to play with, and we went yesterday someplace else.
Thanks for the invite.
I played terribly. You just said no. I played terribly, so now I'm set up to play a little bit better next time.
Your home course, TBC Wisconsin, is beautiful. It's harder than Chinese trigonometry, though. Holy cow. Yeah. I can imagine playing that first round of the year in Wisconsin in tough spring weather with some stiff breezes and temps not super warm, and just saying to yourself, man, this is hard.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. I can't wait to see it again this summer, bringing my own beverages, maybe.
There you go.
Okay,
yep,
Mr. Heller, noon to 3. Noon to 3. Right here on The Game. Thank you for joining us.
All right, see you.
Coming up, it's tax day, one of the all-time letters to the IRS ever from a government official. That's next.